G'day, welcome to the Footy Show. My name is Curtis, and this is the very first episode, and I am very grateful for you to be here. I'm so excited for this. On the 28th of October 2020, Jesus, that has come around so quick, hasn't it? But yes, we have got lots to discuss today on the Footy Show. We're going to be talking all things football, big weekend in football, in fact. And funnily enough, the first episode going down, there wasn't really much controversy at all with VAR, was there? It was just a nice, clean weekend of football, which I'm happy for. So yes, I've got the rundown today, lads. We're going to talk about massive key points on the weekend's football agenda. We're going to talk about my player of the weekend. We're going to talk about player that's flying under the radar, that's someone that you should keep an eye out for. We're going to talk about the league table, fixtures coming up, and we're going to get to a lot of topics. But first things first, lads, let's talk about the league table. Now, I'm not one for looking at the league table this early into the season, or taking the results to heart, okay? So generally, game week 8, game week 9, I start to look at the table. You can see things shaping up here. As we can see, Everton on top. What a start they've had. Disappointing result on the weekend. But Aston Villa, have a look at that. 13 points from the first 6 games. Fair play to them. Unlucky result on the weekend. I wouldn't say unlucky, but yeah. They're off to a flyer. Same as Leeds United. Look at that in 6th spot there. And have a look at this, yeah. From 9th all the way down to 15th, you've got Wolves, Chelsea, Arsenal, City, and United lingering beyond the mid-table there, which is quite funny to see, but it's early on. Mate, look at that. Look how tight it is. If you're Chelsea, you get a win, you can go right up into the top 4. How's that? But that's why it's so early. But yeah, things are already starting to shape up with the bottom 3, if you ask me. It's not looking good for Fulham, and it's not looking good for Burnley. But yes, lads, let's get straight in. Lads and lasses, I should say. I've got a bad habit of doing that. Pull me up on that if you catch me talking about that. Anyways, let's get into the big talking points across the weekend, shall we? All right, here we go. Now, as you can see, I got a lot of list of things there to talk about across the weekend. Now, first things first, I think we need to address the situation with Tottenham. Are they the real deal? Honestly, that performance against Burnley was a typical Jose Mourinho performance. But before we talk about Jose Mourinho and what his mentality is, I want to talk about Son, Heung-min Son, for a second. Good goal, good header on the weekend, but I caught his post-match interview after the game, and I found it very interesting, okay? Now, I've got it here for us to listen to, so let's listen to what Heung-min Son had to say after the post-match interview.
No, I mean, this was a hard game, but the most important thing is that we got 3 points here. The very important 3 points, and I think the lads deserve 3 points.
How much pressure did Burnley put you under?
Oh, I think they did a great job. They sit back, they was waiting for the counter-attack and play long ball and make us really difficult for our defensive. But I think our defensive line did great job. Keep clean sheet, and we score 1 goal, and I think sometimes we need that win and for our mentality.
Tell me about the goal. I think it's 10 for the season now.
I mean, it's incredible. I try to do my best for the team, and I work hard, and yeah, it's been. I normally score not the many goals with my header, but I went to the second post, and luckily the ball went there. It was not so difficult finish, but yeah, I'm glad to win this game.
It's another example of your link-up with Harry Kane. You seem to read each other's minds.
No, I think we understand quite well. We spoke already so many times, but I think he's just so incredible. You know, like I don't have to too much playing with team together, so I have to run only I have to run. Then the ball is in front of my feet. I think it's really enjoyable playing with this guy.
It's a strange season, isn't it? Could this be Tottenham's year, do you feel?
No, I think it's too early to speak, but we need to keep the winning mentality, win game by game, going forward all the time. So I think this is very important. It's still long to go. The season is so long. We have to just keep our strong mentality, winning mentality. I think that's the most important.
Yes, Heung-min Son there said a few interesting things from that interview. Not once, but multiple times he mentioned the winning mentality. That is what Jose Mourinho instills into his team. Now, with this season being the craziest season we're ever likely to see, just with the back end of last season with the pandemic rolling into this year, the amount of games condensed so shortly, where you're gonna see upsets left, right, center this season. Having a Jose Mourinho in your team for a Tottenham side to instill that winning mentality. Now, I know it didn't go their way last weekend. All right, they pretty much capitulated right at the end. But over a course of a long season, I put the question to you. Get your comments down below. Are Tottenham the real deal this season? Now, he also mentioned how good it is playing with Harry Kane. 8 goals Son scored this season. He leads the Premier League with 8 goals already after 6 games. Got more goals than games. And Harry Kane leads the Premier League with assists. 8 assists. Son's got 8 goals. Harry Kane's got 8 assists. What a start for Tottenham. Now, like I said, if Jose can instill that winning mentality, stretch it out for the course over a long season, I reckon Tottenham could, I'm not saying they could put on a challenge. Maybe you disagree with me. Get your comments down below. But next, I want to have a chat about Jamie Vardy stealing a win at the Emirates. Yes. Now, I watched this game. I watched the Spurs game too. I pretty much watched nearly every game this weekend. I feel sorry for Arsenal in this game. They were robbed. When I say they're robbed, they dominated this game for a good 70 minutes. And look, they started off very well. They did score, but Lacazette was offside. Disallowed goal, VAR, rightfully so. But they look good, Arsenal. The way they were playing, the link up, Thomas Partey looked not bad. Now, a player that did catch my eye, I thought was fantastic for Arsenal, was Kieran Tierney. At left back, he was making moves, can put a lovely cross in. Just makes room, makes space, makes things happen. He's always there for the overlap run. I got big raps on Kieran Tierney. He's a solid left back. But not so much was Gabriel. I thought Gabriel looked woeful against Leicester. Gave the ball away multiple times. Was out of position. But I don't want to stick a knife in him and tell him he's shit and he's no good and whatnot. He's their new signing. He needs time to gel, find his feet. And that's not going to take overnight. No, that's going to take probably weeks, if not months. We've seen it with Fred at Man United. Fred took a whole season to gel. I thought he was rubbish. And then out of nowhere, just turned good. Players need time to settle. They need time to bed. And I've got no doubt in my mind, Arsenal will find that in Gabriel. But yes, Brendan Rodgers and Leicester, smash and grab. This was the definition of a smash and grab. Didn't have many chances, but when it came through, they took it. Now, I forgot the name of that new Turkish bloke for Leicester. He looked good. He looked really good. Put in a lovely cross there for Jamie Vardy. Smash and grab. And Leicester got their first victory against Arsenal at Arsenal for the first time in 47 years. So fair play to Leicester, because this is a typical fixture that they would have dropped points. Now, for them to carry on and to qualify to the top 4, they're going to need wins like this. And their last... Look, what are they? We checked the league table before. They're in the top 4 already after 6 games. That's not bad. But they got walloped against the West Ham. And when you think they got walloped, you think, all right, they've got a few injuries now here. They're going to probably dip. But no, they haven't. They've come out strong. They've come back strong. So fair play to Brendan Rodgers, grinding out results, which we don't normally see for him. So I thought I'd point that out for Brendan. Not bad, son, at all. But next, let's have a chat about Everton. Everton have come back to reality, haven't they? Now that title, that headline seems a little harsh considering how well they've done this season already. And I've got to say that they've done fantastic as well. Fair play to Everton, but there is a big but as well. They got smashed across the weekend. When I say smashed, it wasn't all one-way traffic to Southampton, but Everton didn't look like winning that game for a second. And let me just say, let me give props to Southampton. Southampton, it was exactly 1 year to the day since they got smacked by Leicester. 1 year ago to the day, they lost 9-0. Do you remember that? That was exactly 365 days to the day when they got smashed. But yeah, fair play to Southampton. They look good. Ward-Prowse linking up with Danny Ings. Che Adams looks like on fire. They're looking really, really good, Southampton. If they could just shore up some results that, keep the clean sheets at the back, I'm expecting good things from Southampton. But I just want to say, Everton, now this is why I got the headline, come back to reality. There was a lot of talks about Everton doing really well under Ancelotti. They've bought well, and it's hard to disagree. I know that Everton are going to be in for a good season. But people were just talking them up just a little bit too much for my liking. Talking, can they mount for a title challenge? It's like, hearing those kind of things didn't sit well with me. It's just like, hold your horses. I don't think so. All right, they've bought well. Jordan Pickford is a weakness for him. Lucas Digne got a red card over the weekend as well. That didn't look pretty as well. A lot of people saying that it could be rescinded. What for? Mate, that looked awful. If Martial didn't get his red card rescinded or syndicated, how on earth is Lucas Digne going to get that one? No chance in hell, mate. And let me ask you a question. Do Everton have a disciplinary problem? Well, we've seen Lucas Digne get a red card across the weekend. We've seen Richarlison last weekend get the red card. And in the same match, Jordan Pickford should have seen red as well. Naughty, naughty boys, Everton. But no doubt, like I said, they've bought well. They're going to have a good season, all right? But let's just hold off the talks about winning a title or mounting a challenge, shall we? Look, for me, if they can get into the top 6, Everton, that is a great, great season for them, in my opinion. But yeah, I've got no doubt in my mind Everton will bounce back. Now, I just want to know why. Why is nobody talking about West Ham? I've got to put this out there. What West Ham have achieved, sorry, get me words mixed up there. What West Ham have achieved this season is absolutely ridiculous. Let me just read some things out to you. There's a great point in the weekend, I must say, against Manchester City at home. What a goal from Antonio. Overhead kick, if you don't mind. Boof. Bosh. Good goal. But let me tell you about the games West Ham that have already been played out this year. Now, listen to the list of quality of teams. All right? They lost to Arsenal 2-1 in a game which they dominated at the Emirates. They were very, very unlucky not to walk away with anything in that game. But anyways, they played Arsenal at the Emirates. Then they beat Wolves 4-0. Now, they beat Fulham 1-0. There's no mean feat in that, okay? But they did their job and got the result. Then they went away to Leicester, got a 3-0 win. Then they went to Tottenham, 3-0 down, came back, grabbed a point. And then they draw to City, Arsenal, Wolves, Leicester, Tottenham, City. And then this week coming up, they've got Liverpool. But there are some massive, massive results there for West Ham. Fair play to Davy Moyes, I've got to say. Now that game against City, look, it wasn't a proper smash and grab, if you ask me. Like, City did their typical thing. They just passed the ball, passed it around. They had a few good chances on their own. Phil Foden changed the game when he came on. But I must say, in transition, going forward, West Ham look good. They've got some good players there. I can't talk highly enough of Declan Rice. I thought he had another fantastic game. He looks to be some player. But Jared Bowen up front there behind Antonio with Thomas Hojcek, the link-up play is good when they go forward on transitions because they do defend deep. They're not the greatest side in the world, but good things from West Ham. And there's another player here that caught my eye that looks half decent. Now, I don't want to butcher his name, so I wrote it down. Arthur Masuku. He looks mint. Very, very comfortable on the ball. Doesn't waste it much. Looks tidy. Keep an eye out for the young man. Anyways, let's have a chat about Leeds. How good are Leeds going at the minute? Look, going into this game against Villa, it has to be said. I want to point this out because no one gave Leeds a chance going into this game. All the talk I was listening from everyone was all about Aston Villa, and rightfully so. They've had an unbelievable start to the season. They really have. A start which I did not see coming at all, if you ask me. But let's put some respect on Bielsa's name. Not that he needs any more, but definitely after this game. Absolutely battered Villa, I thought, from start to finish this game. They had a couple of good chances, Villa. I'll give you that. But all the momentum, all the drive was with Leeds. They are a quality outfit, Leeds. But Patrick Bamford, what a hat-trick. We'll get to talk more about him later on, but what a hat-trick. Some quality goals there. Now, I do want to mention as well, Jack Grealish. He was an absolute star in this game for Aston Villa. I know they went down 3-0, but he had a goal line clearance against him. He created so many chances for Villa, but I just don't see many other outlets for Aston Villa other than Jack Grealish. They are very, very, very reliant on Jack Grealish, and he is a quality player. Ross Barkley had an absolute stinker. Ollie Watkins, nowhere to be seen. Jack Grealish, look, I'm a massive, massive fan of Jack Grealish. I think, and I'm calling it now, a bit controversial, but I'm going to say it anyways. Jack Grealish, he needs to move to a bigger club at the end of the season. The talent that this man has, the skills that he's possessed, he can do big damage for a bigger club. I would not mind seeing Jack Grealish go to a top 6 club in the Premier League. He needs to develop his career. He needs to win trophies. This lad is unbelievable. But I also want to mention, I also should give some mentions, honourable mentions to some teams out there. Stevie Bruce, good point away at Wolves. Did not see that one coming at all. Wolves aren't looking that good this season. I wouldn't say they're looking that bad. They did have 2 wins before that one. But they are dropping some sloppy points, which we haven't seen them drop for a while. An honourable mention also goes out to Crystal Palace as well, getting a win. Wilfred Zaha getting back to the form we all know and love from the lad. Look, he had a very disappointing season last year when he didn't get his move to Arsenal. And for some reason, it just unsettled him for a whole year. But this season, he has come out with a bang. Looking good, looking sharp, creating chances. He's on penalties. He's smashing them away. So fair play to our Wilfred. Good on your son. An honourable mention also goes out to Liverpool. Liverpool started off very shaky for him. Fabinho giving away that free kick, which turned into a penalty. And to be fair, Liverpool just were resilient. They just kept attacking, and they did well. Very unlucky not to score more goals with one of the best goals we would have seen this season. A lovely cross from Trent that went to Mo Salah, which he didn't let the ball touch the floor. Controlled it once, and on the volley, controlled it twice in the back of the onion bag. Would have been an unbelievable goal, but got ruled out for this for offside. But Jota, he looks to be settling in very, very well for Liverpool. But yeah, I want to mention Liverpool there because it was a champion's performance, grinding out a good win after going behind. And also, a shout out has to go to West Brom, nicking a point away at Brighton. Late. Mate, I just got to say, Brighton, look, it was a good goal by Karen Grant, but it has to be said, it was fully deserved. Brighton going forward look very good. Okay, Malpai, talented lad. Trossard, talented. You're looking at, they got Danny Welbeck now, that guy. If you know, you know. Hopefully he can do bits for him. They've got a Premier League winner in Adam Lallana in that side now. They got Dunk at centre half. I know he's suspended, didn't play this game. But the pieces are there for Brighton. They're playing good football. I watched them last week as well. They were very, very unlucky to come away with nothing last week. And to be fair, probably should have at least come away with a point. All three, sorry. But yeah, Brighton, mate, very disappointing just to drop points here. I expected big things from Brighton, and I think they will come good. They just got to shore up the defence and stop leaking goals. If they can do that, they'll progress. But anyways, I want to chat more about the player of the week. Who was your player of the week? Get your comments down below. I want to know who your was. But for me, it was none other than Patrick Bamford. How could it not be? Hat-trick son. And what a hat-trick that was. The first goal, proper poacher's goal. Nice. The ball was loose. He scrambled, smashed it home. The second goal, my word, son. What a goal. That second goal, when he received the ball back to goal, I thought he was just going to pass it along, move the play, cross it out wide, maybe he'll get the cross back in, and away he goes. Got the ball back towards goal, turned around, between two defenders. He said, have a word, son. Top bins. My word, what a goal that was. And same as his third goal as well. Pigeoned it, top corner. Amazing. Patrick Bamford, fair play to you, son. Now, last year, all right, Patrick Bamford, here's some fun facts for you. I did a little bit of research, all right. In the league last season, and in the league where they were champions as well, in the championship, he had 45 appearances and scored 16 goals. Bamford is now 6 from 6 in the Premier League, averaging a goal a game. Now, I don't think he will. I know for a fact he won't be able to keep that up. But in the Leeds outfit, who are very attacking, in the Leeds side, who score lots of goals, he is in for a big season. 27 years of age now, coming into the prime of his career. Maybe, just maybe, he can get above 20 goals. That would be good for Patrick. But yeah, fair play to him. My player of the week for sure. Now, I also want to get to my underrated player of the week. A player that's flying under the radar. A player to keep an eye out for. And he goes by the name of Jadio Riedewald. Now, this lad caught my eye last week. I watched the Crystal Palace Brighton game last week, and he absolutely bossed the midfield. Defensive midfield player for Palace. Did very, very, very well. He looks to be a serious baller. Very strong on the ball, composed, good passing. Controlled that midfield for Palace. They've got a right player here. And I was looking up I was doing some research on him. He had his best season last year for Crystal Palace. Played 17 games. And he won January this year in 2020. He won Crystal Palace's Player of the Month. So he's starting to come along, looking very good. And this week, scored his first goal for Palace. So big things for Jario. Keep an eye out for him. He is flying under the radar. Good player. Honestly, very, very, very good. Now, that is that for the flying under the radar and player of the week section. Now, let's talk about the fixtures coming up this week in the Premier League. Some big games. We have got, well, I've picked out 3 in particular that I am looking forward to most. Now, 3, coming in at third, is the Liverpool-West Ham game. Now, I'm surprised I'm even saying that. I would never have picked that at the start of the season from a match I'm looking forward to. But with that list that I read out before from West Ham, all their fixtures, City, Leicester, Tottenham, who else have they played? Wolves, Arsenal. Now they go to Anfield. Can they get a result? My word. If David Moyes can pull out a result against Liverpool, he needs a 6-year contract. Another one. He needs another long-term contract for West Ham. But seriously though, I'm keen to see how they get on. All right, second game I'm looking forward to is the Spurs and Brighton game. Now, we heard Son before with his talk about winning mentality. Can they back it up? Brighton, like I said, very creative. They like to play expansive football. But the last time they played at White Hart Lane, is it even White Hart Lane anymore? I can't remember. The new Spurs stadium. They drew 3-3 to West Ham. So there's going to be a little bit of doubt going into Mourinho's men. So I'm keen to see what happened. I think, look, the game against Burnley sat back very deep, hit the ball long, try to get, Ashley Barnes to run onto him. It's not going to be like that with Brighton. They're going to play football. They're going to be attacking. They got some quick players in there. I'm keen to see, is this the real Spurs? Are they the real deal? If they come away with this game 3 points, the conversation needs to be started, I reckon. Maybe they are. Maybe they just might be. Anyways, my third and final game, obviously, which I'm looking forward to most, has got to be United Arsenal. Obviously, I'm a United fan, but this is a tasty one. Even if you don't support these two teams, these are teams who are in very similar situations. Back in the day, Arsenal United used to be a fixture I would love to happen. Back when Roy Keane was knocking about, Patrick Vieira, Thierry Henry, Bergkamp, Van Nistelrooy. We used to have right old classics, Arsenal United. And I think we're going to be in for another classic, but of less caliber. We haven't got the players like we used to. But this is a big game. This is a game where, tell you what, you would not want to lose this game because the pressure would be on. Maybe not so much for Arteta, but more for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. If he loses this game, my word, son, it's not going to be looking good for him. But yeah, they're the games I'm looking forward to most. We've got some more. Wolves, Palace, not bad. Sheffield United at home to City. You expect City to win there. You expect Wolves to win. Look, Chelsea away to Burnley. Tottenham just went there, got 3 points. Can Frank Lampard? Because if Frank Lampard doesn't get 3 points there, questions need to be asked as well. Villa, can they bounce back? Southampton are flying. Newcastle, Everton. That's going to be a good game. Fulham, West Brom. Now, this is a 6-pointer if you've ever going to see one all season. This is massive. Tell you what, if Scott Parker loses this one, could cost him his job. I hope not, but it could. And then we've got Bielsa versus Brendan Rodgers in a tactical battle. That's going to be a good one as well. I can't wait to see that as well. Now, I just want to say thank you very much for being with me in the very, very first episode of The Footy Show. I've hoped you enjoyed this. My plan is to take this show on a podcast, but also to take this to the live stream. I want to get you guys involved as well. I want to answer your questions live on the show, interact, talk about things. Maybe there's things that I haven't mentioned today that you want to see me discuss. So for the that's going to happen the next few weeks. But for next week's show, get your comments down below. Ask me some questions which I could answer for next week's show. This has been amazing. This has been good. This has been exciting. I've always wanted to do my own show, and I can't wait to do more. But yes, my name is Curtis. I am blessed, football obsessed, and I wish you nothing but the best. Take care.